Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Allison, and today I'm going to be making a coaster set using all Temu products. So right here I'm just mixing my resin, which I bought from Temu. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and I'm mixing it for about 3 to 5 minutes as the instructions say to do. And I am wearing my respirator, and now I'm just pouring a little bit of resin into my little silicone cups. So I have a gold mica powder, which I'm just tapping some in there, and then I also have a blue, and I'll be tapping some in there momentarily, a light blue. And this definitely helped to make my coasters more unique and beautiful. So now I'm just pouring a little bit of resin into the centers of the coasters. I originally didn't mix up enough resin, so I had to go back and do some more, but in total I think I used about 12 ounces of resin for the whole set. So that was including the 4 coasters and the coaster holder. So now I'm just kind of spreading it out. So I did make up some more resin. Hadn't made up enough to begin with. Gotta be very careful. Unfortunately, my glove broke, so I was being very careful because I had an incident recently where I ordered resin online and it actually came leaking in the container. And I put my hand into the container to get the bottles of resin out, and it was all over the place, and it got all over my hands. It was crazy. I couldn't figure out how to get it off. So I was sitting there with soap and water, and then finally I consulted with Alexa, and she told me that vinegar would help. So I had some white vinegar and I poured that all over my hands, and it took it right off. So if you ever have an issue where you get resin on your hands, vinegar works. So here I'm just mixing up my gold and blue mica powders with the resin that's already mixed, and finishing off another little bit of layer onto my coaster set. I'm just scooping out the excess there. Now I'm just tilting them down to spread the resin out throughout the coasters. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to pour that gold in there. Basically, I'm just swirling the gold into the coasters at the moment. And now I'm just kind of going back and forth with my little popsicle stick to make a design. So I'm just kind of making it almost like a little lightning bolt. So just back and forth. And it created a nice effect on my coasters. Now I know for the next time I'm going to need 12 ounces of resin when I make this again. So I'll be more prepared and won't have to keep mixing it over and over again. And I bought these little flowers. Everything is from Temu. So these little blue flowers I bought, I think they were like $2. It was a set of blue flowers. They have all different colors. They had purple and green and pink and red and blue and whatever you want. I mean, it wasn't very expensive, and I do think they brought a lot of uniqueness to these coasters, and it really did make it beautiful. Now I just have a little baby's breath I'm putting in there. Just kind of laying it on top and pressing it down into the resin. And then I had a couple more little flowers I'm putting in there. That one here, yeah, it flipped over and it just wasn't gonna look good, so I took it out. So now I just found a little fern that came with my set, and I put that in there instead of the flower. Put a couple in there. I'm gonna cover up a little bit of the space. And then I have these little tiny flowers I put in there as well. Now I'm giving it another little mix for the blue resin before pouring it into the coasters. So again, there's not really a rhyme or reason as to how I am pouring it. I'm just kind of like trying to make a little design and not cover up my gold completely. Just kind of swooping it around. Now I have the stick again, and I'm just kind of doing a little swirl to try and make a little design into my coaster. And just doing that with all four of them. And I wound up making some more resin, and I poured it into my coaster holder tray. This was the mistake I made right here. So I decided to put clear in, and then after that I put in some blue and gold. The clear went all the way up to the bottom, and then you'll see when I demold it that there's like these little droplets of the color coming down. It looks like little paint drops. It could have been purposed, I guess, but for my particular taste, I would rather have it more of a design or as a solid color than having like those little droplets. But I think it all came out good in the end. Right now I'm blowing it with my hot air gun to get rid of any bubbles. So now I'm putting in these gold flakes, and it was just getting all over the place. It was just a mess, and in the future what I would do is I would just mix it with the resin and then pour it on top, because it was just stuck to my fingers. And you know what, at the end of it, it worked out well. It looked nice, but as far as putting it into my resin in the future, I'm just going to mix it in with the resin, because I did that with the coasters and it was a lot easier. So here I'm demolding the tray, and you'll see what I was talking about as far as the droplets. So there it is. I think the gold foil looks great, but then when you look at the sides, I don't know. I guess it just depends on your style, but it could have been purposed, I suppose. So now I'm demolding the coasters themselves. And I really do think they came out gorgeous. The backs are kind of basic, but when you look at the tops of them, they're beautiful. I love them. They fit perfectly into the holder. And there's the next one. Really came out good in my opinion. And those flowers made all the difference. They're just beautiful in there. The backs just kind of look like an abstract paint, I don't know, art piece or something. Now this last one had a couple of rough edges. So what I did is I got my nail file and I just filed it down, and that took away the rough edges. I just had a little overflow on there. So in the end, it came out absolutely great. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great day.